What will he do in the future? Not exactly king material. Yeah, I read this. I remember reading this, and I think I have this picture as part of the thumbnails. Alright, so they all are messed up. All of them. Alright, let's go to the next tweet. I don't know if I should return to some of those deep conversation. You guys should check my other channel because there's some stuff that I share. Alright, next tweet. Okay, they cannot leave this woman alone. Meghan Markle. So what happened? 53 seconds. There was... Let me do this one first. And then I'll come back to this. Because I think both of these cover the same story here. Because this one have more. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. Okay? I don't retweet stuff. GBBs. No matter how positive, but this was too good not to share. This is Meghan Trelawney. Okay, wasn't happy about this and tried to stop her, but we know how Katie didn't help Harry. This was one of the reasons why he decided to live with his family. They're happy and peaceful under a tree in Montecito, and those haters are crying every day about them leaving. Alright, let's go into that and then I'll comment to this. I know the squad's gonna have a lot of comment. Alright, so let's go into this first. They say it's a thread, so there probably other. Okay, so there's more videos. Okay, let's listen.
It away as if it's meaningless. Those are the sort of things that they might seem simple, but actually they're fundamental to a very strong character who will not let anything be positive.
Dana Alexander, I can see you smirking there.
Is that the lady that was talking? Is it the Levine woman, Angela Levine? But let's listen. So let me rewind it a little bit. Let me hear what she said.
And they sort of push it away as if it's meaningless. Those are the sort of things that they might seem simple, but actually they're fundamental to a very strong character who will not let anything be positive.
Dana Alexander.
Who is she referring to? Is it Harry and Meghan who will not let things be positive? To be abused, that will be positive for the others? But let's listen.
I can see you smirking there.
Well, I mean, again, oh, he's controlling her again with the vague conjecture. What are you basing that?
Okay, so I was right. She's making reference to Harry and Meghan. Okay.
On, and I think if we really get to the crux of this, you know, you just want her to be so grateful. She's in the royal family. She doesn't have much choice over her wedding, and I think ultimately the British public is upset because she said, hey, maybe being a British princess isn't all it's cracked up to be, and I'm out of here. And I think that maybe the British people are a little bit insulted by that.
Angela Levin?
Okay, but let's listen.
Well, I think that's can't possibly be true. I spent a lot of time with the person. If you see them 2 years later or 3 years later, and you see how unhappy they are, you have a right to say that.
What? Harry and Meghan are unhappy? Are you kidding me?
And I have no regrets. It's incredibly sad, but I have no regrets at all because now I'm in a place where I feel as though I should have been 4 years ago.
Wow.
It's bizarre. I'm out here now. I haven't really had a shower for 4 days. I haven't washed my clothes for a week, and everything seems completely normal. So yeah, I honestly don't know what I miss at all. You know, music. We've got light, we've got food, we've got drink. No, I don't miss booze, if that's the next question. It's very nice just to be here and be with all the guys and just sort of you know, mucking in as one of the lads.
Okay, but let's listen to this BS.
Because you've got the experience of being with him. But actually, the fact is, they wanted to leave. They left. The Queen didn't stop them. They left in a rather impolite way.
My mother was chased to her death while she was in a relationship with someone that wasn't white. And now look what's happened. You want to talk about history repeating itself? They're not going to stop until she dies. It's incredibly triggering to potentially lose another woman in my life.
By putting it up in Twitter rather than talking about with the family, and they could have signed a note.
What is it? There was sign a note. Then they try to do things. Harry even mentioned it. After years and years, they try to do things. Even when he didn't want to put things in writing, they asked him to put it in writings. And then as soon as he gave them their plan and then it made public, okay, eventually they have to control their own narrative. These are for people who don't know what's going on.
The decision that I have made for my wife and I to step back is not one I made lightly. It was so many months of talks after so many years of challenges. And I know I haven't always gotten it right, but as far as this goes, there really was no other option.
But this woman is ludicrous. And just because she's been working with them for so long, she knows how they feel.
Like, the list is growing. And it all comes back to the same people, the same business model, the same industry.
Was she the one who spent a few minutes with Harry and then write a whole story about Harry, a book? But these people are crazy.
Together saying we wish them very well, but they just gave him a bombshell. That was very unkind, I think, especially to his grandmother who he's supposed to love.
Oh, God. Oh, God. There's that sympathy for the grandmother who is so freaking savage. I think Harry's doing so much more for the Queen than the people who are actually near her. Because Harry made it public. Let her know that he hoped the Queen has good people around her. That way, they don't do anything stupid.
How did it feel being back? Being with her.
Being with her, it was great. It was just so nice to see her. You know, she's on great form. She's always got a great sense of humour with me, and I'm just making sure that she's, you know, protected and got the right people around.
Well,
because you have all these hungry, power-eating people who wants the position. Look how they transferring money back and forth, cash and all of that. Okay. So Harry and Meghan were supposed to take the abuse to make those people feel good. Wow. But Harry and Meghan cannot think for themselves how they should be happy for their mental health. But let's listen.
And then, they want to hang on to the titles when
Dana?
she's telling off.
Now, this will be disrespectful if they return the title. Okay, this is a gift. It was given to them. Okay. If they return it, that would be a huge, oh my God, can you imagine the headline? Disrespect the Queen, return the title and all of that. What about all those things that they did? What is it? They wrote a complaint, they made all sort of things for them to be stripped of the titles. Why they don't do that? Okay, if they strip it off of them, I don't think they will care. But if they return it, it will be disrespectful to the Queen. We need to think about that. Look how they're already saying they're disrespecting the Queen for things that they're trying to do for themselves. But let's listen.
America, she wants to still be known
Would
as the
you
Duchess
not
of
think that this level of scrutiny is putting a strain on their marriage? Would you not say that maybe you are perhaps, and some of this coverage is contributing to the failure of her marriage? And I mean, at the end of the day, that would be the best for the British public, because that's the only way you're going to get rid of her, is if he divorces her.
No, she can divorce him. I mean, that's just the same. No, that's nothing to do with it.
She probably won't. It seems like they love each other a lot. They're on their second baby. So I don't know where you're getting they're so unhappy. They look pretty happy to me.
Is how many of us would have lost hope and let our lifebelts slip away? How many of us would have been broken by a system designed to do exactly? Since I first visited Africa at 13 years old, I've always found hope on the continent. In fact, for most of my life, it has been my lifeline, a place where I've found peace and healing time and time again. It's where I felt closest to my mother and sought solace after she died, and where I knew I had found a soulmate in my wife.
All the lip readers and body language specialists.
I'm not saying her.
I like her, all those body language specialists.
I'm not saying her. If you look at Harry, you can see that he is traumatized.
And Harry said he wished he could have done this 4 years earlier. Oh my goodness.
And I have no regrets. It's incredibly sad, but I have no regrets at all, because now I'm in a place where I feel as though I should have been 4 years ago.
Oh my goodness, these people are delusional. Okay, yes, they're happy, and all this nonsense that Harry's unhappy is BS. Harry's enjoying his life with his 2 children who wouldn't be. No, they want him to be bored, walking behind his lazy, bullying, philandering brother alongside with his wife who made Meghan cry. Not happening. Oh my god, these people are delusional. Okay, this clip is 45 seconds.
Happy. They look pretty happy to me. All the lip readers and body language specialists.
Harry, I'm not saying her. I'm not saying her. If you look at Harry.
Alright, Harry will have all the fun then. No, it's alright. No! Meghan, are you proud of your husband? I'm always proud of him. Alright, Harry will have all the fun then. Alright, Harry will have all the fun then. No, it's alright. Alright, Harry will have all the fun then. 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 No, it's alright. Harry will have all the fun then. Right, Harry will have all the fun then.
And where I knew I had found a soulmate.
Alright, Harry will have all the fun then. No, it's alright.
You can see that he is traumatized and he's
Harry,
very
Harry even come out and say he wish he could have done this move 4 years prior. He wish he could have done it sooner because he's so much happy now. Much better, stress-free.
Come on.
No, it's true. It's true. Anyone who
It's conjecture, and it's based on nothing, and it's just adding fuel to the fire, and it's probably a lot of the reason for the breakdown in their marriage, if that's actually happening, and I don't think it is.
Angela, do you disagree with that ultimately? But I think a lot of my viewers will be of the view that actually there has been a throwing back in the British public's face. The support that went out for them, this caricature of being
happy. They look pretty happy.
Oh man, I would like to hear this. But okay, so there's no comment in here.
And they sort of
where is it coming from?
To where as if it's
there's no other. So let's go back to Peg and Trelawney laughing here. Okay, I find it equally interesting how they attempting to neutralize whatever the black lady, while Lyra Levine is off cam spouting her nonsense. They amplify her message by having the other white woman nodding in assent, then being dismissive of anything the black lady says. Okay, I don't think Levine was off camera. I think Joe cut half of the screen off. All right. Good to see someone defending the obvious, but it's all still highly problematic. They use this approach of one black defender in a debate for a reason. The target, I would love to, if Dr. Scholler, oh my goodness, I would love Dr. Scholler to be part of this conversation. Where Dr. Scholler told, are you not embarrassed? I remember that one clip. All right. The target audience is meant to associate with the white folks, not the difficult black contrarian. Okay, of course. And all, I don't know when this took place, and all this is the distraction of the nonsense, money flowing past to the royal family. All this are distraction. People are not paying attention, instead paying attention to this nonsense that's going on. Okay, of course, and I will discourage anyone from participating, but I also love the way she handled them, as they clearly weren't expecting it. She also got them to admit that while pretending to care about Harry's well-being, they want to break up his marriage. Okay, she didn't hesitate to say Meghan could divorce Harry. That is their end game. Wow. With our prayers, it's not gonna happen. Okay, you're also correct. I caught that too. They want to make Meghan so unhappy that she will leave Harry and send him back home. Why talk about a woman every day? We get it now. They want Harry back. I mean, it's been the thing. There's other place tweet that I come across where they said they want Harry to come back without Meghan.
Unfortunately, she did get some bad press, and that was a mistake. But you know, we asked for forgiveness and please come back, because you know, this is a great country and the royal family are very important to us all. And the Queen needs your support, Harry, because you know, William can't do it all, Catherine can't do it all. The Prince of Wales is taken on the Queen's role now, so he's even more busy. So you know, Harry's badly needed here, and I hope in March, which he's got till March to rethink it, he comes back.
Alright, my thing is, if Harry and Meghan are so unpopular, why talk about them and not the others? If the Cambridges are all that, why don't they focus on them? They should be enough for them. Yes, I could understand that, and at the same time, the distraction. Remember, distraction. So the people don't focus on things that the government is doing. This is the recycle system that's going on over there. Alright, the government is putting people into poverty. The monarch is pretending to help charities while they, you know, doing their business, funneling money into charities. And then you have the media really distract the people. All right, so I'm moving on. Let's go to the next tweet that sort of relate to that. There was a small clip and I felt like this one should have been first because the clip was much longer. All right, there's this 53 minutes. Okay, they cannot leave this woman alone. Meghan Markle. All right, let's listen.
And if I actually think that Tom Bauer should rename his book to Spite, because I've never seen such petty malice, especially from a man of his age. It's absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so she said she got married in her garden before, but it's all this little picking. Even when I'm sorry, I wasted 15 minutes of my life listening to an excerpt from his book about her. It's so petty. It's, oh, she was bullying the staff. I noticed there's never really any specific
royal household about someone who was, at the time at least, a very senior member of the royal family. Meghan was married to the sixth in line to the throne. And, you know, this is very serious indeed. But one other thing that I've learned is that whilst this bullying claim was submitted by their then chief communications officer, the head of comms at Kensington Palace, the staff involved didn't know that had been submitted, and when they found out, they asked for it to be rescinded. So we've got quite a difficult story here about a bullying complaint.
The allegations of bullying that Meghan faced in the workplace, in the royal workplace at the palace, are somewhat complex because we talk about allegations and accusations. We've heard the word bullying thrown around. In fact, even the palace put that on a press statement when they announced they were launching an internal investigation. What we haven't heard are any examples or anecdotes to back up these claims. And, you know, when we spoke to many of the sources that helped us throughout this book, people who are for and some who are even not particularly on the side of the Sussexes, no one was able to give any information that supported or backed up those claims of bullying. And when we dug into it even further, we found out that the individual who had made the claims of bullying in the workplace at the palace was sort of speaking on behalf of a few others in the workplace. This was a concerned boss. He was their private secretary to the couple and to William and Kate, who had written to the Human Resources Department to air his concerns over how staff were feeling. Now, what we detail in the book, and I've already gone into detail with in the past as well, was that two of these individuals, when they heard that that complaint was made, immediately went to their boss and asked for the information to be rescinded. They wanted to take back any allegations of bullying. So that leaves a few question marks over what these bullying allegations are. We've yet to hear actually what happened. No one's come forward with that information, and the palace say that the investigation continues. We may not hear anything until next year.
It's all conjecture, and I'll tell you, as a black woman, one of the things I noticed right away is she's angry. She's difficult.
That's the thing. The label they like to give every black woman. I need to stop somewhere so I don't get flagged.
These vague ways to kind of paint her as this monster, and I think it's so interesting because when we watched the Oprah interview, a lot of these assertions were made by Harry, not Meghan, but somehow she's still catching the blame. I wonder what that's about. And,
that's a very good point. Harry was more, say much more than Meghan did. Alright, so let's read some of the comment here. You actually made me watch GB's I'll Never Forgive You. Here, this thread is a documented fact debunking his lies in his book. Okay, in the book. I'm gonna bookmark this for a different time. Okay, she's a fraud. That woman, all she wants is Harry to leave Meghan. Okay, there's Omid here. I'll share what Kensington Palace official told me at the time through Newsweek. Levine was giving access to official engagements and chat with Harry for a 2017 cover. Then, without permission, she turned that material into a book. Harry was crushed and his team were furious. This is the thing that I was talking about.
4 times I asked the palace, or maybe 3 times I asked the palace, if we, as a media group, could meet Meghan, and it never happened.
Okay, a few minutes of an interview and then turn it into a book. All right, so that's that. All right, bookmark as well. This thread, well, okay, I just read that as well. She retweeted again. Okay, I read Lola's thread a while ago. She's been thorough and proving that Boris is completely inaccurate, but frankly, she should simply ignore the man and his book. He's worth any of our time. He's trash. No, we should not ignore it. This is a very tragic if we ignore it, because the thing is that the misinformation, the lies that they're putting on in the book, but it's for the future. Look at this, the thing about Prince Charles, who just received money from Osama bin Laden's family. I wasn't aware of that. Okay, so if in the future, because this thing happened since 2003, I believe, and then they just put it out. So the thing is that information, those information that they're putting out, the lies about Meghan, or that's not true, it's for the future, where our great-grandkids are searching about Meghan Markle. These are the negativity they're gonna hear. Alright, the negativity. So what I said this in another video, what somebody should do, or Squatty, because squads have a lot of very talented people, is to word by word, titles or chapters by chapters, debunk all of the book. All right, debunk everything with receipts. Okay, remember they're angry at Harry because he doesn't need to be popular with white supremacist misogynists. Okay, Grimes and Levine are absolutely hideous, nasty, bigoted, rancid, want splat. Thank you for braving gross black news to present the national perspective. I trust the cleansing shower afterward felt good. Alright, so these people are baggage for God because they need something to preoccupy them so they could stop talking about Meghan. Alright, baggage for God. Alright, next tweet.